Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to KHM Today, your weekly resource for industry news and straight up fun. I am your host, Carolyn Orff, and you guys, I am live this week on spring break with my family from the Hyatt Ziva Riviera Cancun here in beautiful Mexico. It has been 2 years since I have been to this area, and it is nothing short of amazing. The hospitality, the accommodations, and the sun is shining. So it is the absolute best way to spend a few days with my family. We have a great show for you today, and I'm excited to bring on some guests that live locally and some of the folks here at the hotel. We are in the buffet restaurant called Athonia, and it is just beautiful. You can see the decor and the natural light that comes in. So it is just truly magnificent. So we're excited to be here with all of you today. Please welcome to the show our first segment. Wanda Thomas from the education team is here to share with us, before we get into all things Mexico, a little bit about traveling with your pet, because today is National Puppy Day. So please welcome Wanda. Hi, my friend. And she's coming. Maybe she's coming. I hear her.
Waiting for my pop.
There she is. There she is. Now you guys send a chat if the noise in the background is too much. Things are busy at this resort, so you have to kind of pick and choose where you are. But so they're setting up for dinner this afternoon. So you guys chat to me if the sound in the background gets to be too much. But I'm so happy to see you, my friend.
Well, happy to be here and happy Puppy Day.
Yes, so my puppy's actually with the dog sitter. He was picked up this morning from her. And so tell us, what do we need to know when we're traveling with our pet? This is not something that I do, but people do.
Yes, there's a lot of information that's available to travel with the pet. I think the overall comment is, just like preparing to travel as a human, you need to do the same to prepare for your other family member to travel with you. There are documents that have to be completed. There are requirements that have to be met, such as vaccinations, etc. So it's very much exactly like traveling as a human being going abroad, as well as within the States itself. So that would be the overall statement of requirement. Just keep in mind, everybody has something that has to be completed.
Mm-hmm. And so, Wanda, what are some of the things that we have to be aware of? And I know I've got your notes in front of me. And one of the things I think is interesting that you said is you book your ticket and then you kind of want to find out what are the requirements, but it should almost be flip-flopped, right? We want to find out the requirements first before we book our personal.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I would definitely suggest, before you decide to make your plan that you're taking your animal with you, do your research with the individual airlines on what their requirements are. Of course, there are, if you would, federal and state requirements that are out there, just like with most things. And so you need to be aware of what those requirements are, and identify a couple of things. One is not only transporting or going with your pet, but also returning, especially if you're going abroad. There are certain countries that will not allow you to transport your particular family member with you within the particular cargo, or say in the passenger section of the plane. Some of them will definitely say that you have to either crate them and put them in the cargo hole, as it were. Some will say that they just can't come at all. So not everybody loves their pets as much as we do in America, we'll put it that way. So you definitely want to be aware of that. And even from a Hawaii standpoint, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, we want to be clear that we're talking about like general household pets, not necessarily service animals. That service animals, there are different accommodations made for them.
That is correct. Great point. Great point. That is very correct. When it comes to your pet, specifically a dog, in most cases, that is not classified as a service animal, these are things to definitely keep in mind. When it comes to being a service animal, again, there are certain registries that have to be done. There's still preparatory items that have to be completed prior to. One thing I found interesting was that there's not necessarily an official form that has to be completed for a service animal to prove it's a service animal. The airline individuals are trained to ask specific questions that help them to identify if the animal is considered a true service animal. Of course, there is a registry that goes with that, but as far as an airline, there's not really a form per se that you have to fill out that attests to the fact that they are a service animal.
Right. That would be too easy, Wanda. That would be too easy and make too much sense.
I know, exactly. I'm like, interesting. Okay. But yeah, they have certain questions they ask. Sorry, go ahead.
What are some of the places that we absolutely can't take our pets, our leisure pets?
Well, a couple of the places. One was definitely thinking about outside the U.S. You had Central America, Mexico, Puerto Rico, in St. Croix, St. Thomas were some of the areas that had some definite requirements of you bringing them, but definitely you cannot travel with a carry-on pet going to Jamaica. You definitely cannot travel with a carry-on pet going to Hawaii. So those were two places especially within the U.S. with Hawaii, I thought that was quite interesting.
Well, very interesting, because those are two traditionally hot destinations. And so you really need to be careful if you're transporting a pet, what time of year you're doing that, because that cargo hold can get exceptionally hot.
And that was one of the things, it's interesting you say that, because that's one of the things of consideration that the airlines will consider is what time of year it is, whether the animal would have appropriate hydration, because based on most of the requirements, if you're flying at least 8 to 12 hours, there's a requirement, first of all, from a federal standpoint, if you're going 12 hours or greater, you have to have a breakup in your flight so that that pet can be hydrated, etc. So you can't go over 12 hours. However, for some airlines, they have you to complete an actual form that says if you're going over 8 hours, that your pet will be okay and not need to relieve themselves within that 8-hour time frame. Not so much as about them being hydrated, but more so that they shouldn't have to relieve themselves within that 8 hours. Which I thought was interesting.
Very interesting. And there's a lot to consider when you're traveling. What were some of the resources that you found that would help an agent decipher all of this information?
Yeah, well, definitely the Department of Transportation would definitely be a great website to go and look at. They have a whole section that they talk about what the requirements are from Department of Transportation for a service pet, as it were. Definitely there are people that do, as you mentioned earlier, that travel with their pet. And there's a young lady that has a blog out there that has basically done all the work for you from that standpoint. Her dog is named Bougie. So the blog is Bougie the Pug, and she's done an extensive amount of research where she's giving you all the ins and outs of what it takes. She takes her dog everywhere, and she says it's very easy. Most people think it's hard. It's not hard. You can take them, but of course, size matters. You know, your aggression of your pet matters. All those things matter as far as to your pet, and as well as one of the biggest things is they have to be able to fit up under the seat. If you're carrying it on, more specifically, they have to be able to fit under the seat in front of you.
Yeah, so I'm just picturing my 85-pound lab trying to fit in the seat underneath me. He would squeeze in between 3 seats, but more than anything, just taking him through an airport, you know, he marks everything. Yep. So I can't even imagine what that experience would be like.
Like with service animals, some of the service animals are pretty large, but even with a service animal, it is stated they have to be able to go up underneath the seat in front of you. So I find that really interesting. I kept searching to see if there was maybe something where they said, well, you have to buy an extra seat or anything for them, but nope, didn't find anything along that lines. It just simply said they needed to fit in the seat right up underneath you. So I was thinking, to your same point, I was thinking of a lab, etc. I'm like, or golden retriever, you know, because those are some of the animals you see that are in the service facility. I'm going, wow, that would be really difficult. So kind of interesting.
Absolutely. Well, we thank you for your time and for your knowledge. And it's so great to see your face while on vacation. But we'll see you next week, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And take your pets with you. We love them. My little baby, I love my little baby. My little baby's named Nugget. He's a little baby.
Hey, Wanda, we do have one question before we go. Are there some airlines that are more open to pets than others?
There are. Actually, in the blog that I mentioned, she has a listing of those that are a little more open. There's also another website, IPATA, which is another .org, make myself clear, .org, that also has some great resources as far as pet-friendly airlines.
Excellent. Oh, and someone else has said, I popped in late, but Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground has a dog park for guests to use. Thanks, Amy. That's great information.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Wanda. We'll see you soon.
All right. Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
All right. I am excited to welcome our next guest. We have Johnathon here, who is the Associate Director of Sales for the Hyatt Ziva Riviera Cancun. Welcome. We're just going to plop down right next to me.
Okay. Hey, everyone. How you doing?
You're going to have to squeeze in. There we go. There we go. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. It's a little weird. We're like, hello, right next to each other. One of the things that we know about the Hyatt Ziva properties is that service from the heart. And I saw the minute we drove up, Fernando at the gate, did this motion. Every single person does that throughout the hotel when they're speaking to you or just even passing. I feel like the last 2 years that almost means more.
Yes.
What does it mean at this property?
Well, for us, it's that to let you know that we are happy to work here, and at the same time, we are happy to give you the best service from our heart. We are not faking this quality service. We really feel it, and we really want for you to know it.
Well, and I feel like I've only been here not even 24 hours, and that heart shows on everyone. And this is, like I said, you guys, this is my first time down in the Cancun area, Riviera Maya, in over 2 years. And everyone just is so happy to be here and to serve, and they can't help you enough and be accommodating enough. And it's not just that, it's the guests as well. Like, I've never seen such happy people. And you always see that on vacation, right? Everyone's always happy to be where they are, but there's a different vibe that I'm getting, that you can just see joy emanating from people.
I know. All the guests say the same or can feel the same vibes. And I think it's because Hyatt Ziva is a great company to work. So we are really happy to work here, to belong to this great company. So you can notice immediately, because the people can be working for 10 hours in a row, but they always will be with a great smile and trying to go beyond that you expected. So that's what I really loved also about this property.
So this used to be a secret silver sands.
Yes.
And it really made the transition over around September of last year. So you have not been open that long.
Yeah, no, in fact, we are like a brand new property, because before that, the hotel was totally closed, like for almost 3 years, something like that. So we renewed this hotel. We did a lot of different things here, more restaurant, more bars, and some improvements on the rooms. So after that, since September, as you mentioned, start as a Hyatt Ziva Riviera Riviera Cancun, sorry. So I think now we're a complete different hotel with totally different people working here. The people that are leading every single department, it's new. It comes from Hyatt, it comes from other companies. So I think you notice immediately.
Right. One of the things when we met this morning was that there are 10 pools on property. There weren't 10 pools originally. These have been added into the property.
Create this.
In what ways did you put these pools into the landscape? They're everywhere. Every time you turn around, there's another pool, and it's really very cool the way it was done.
Yeah, I think it was more because it's better and easier for the guests to have almost their own pool. I mean, we have 11 buildings. If we have 10 pools, almost each building has their own pool. So you have always some privacy at the pool, or you can be in the main pool where all the happenings are. And I mean, a pool for the kids, the water park and stuff like that. So I think it's more convenience for a hotel, for a family hotel, to have all these options.
Right.
No?
There is a fantastic water park with 2 water slides that are a little bit older. And then there's a beautiful area for the little ones that has things spraying everywhere and slides and rain showers and everything. It's really, really fun for them.
It's really, really fun. And families, of course, used to book that kind of rooms because you are in front of this park.
Right.
So you can just go out and you're already in the park. You are seeing your kids from your terrace, drinking or eating something. No?
Right.
More comfortable and it's easy.
We had a fabulous lunch this afternoon at a place called Habaneros. Beautiful tacos, great view of the ocean. So I know someone's going to ask, hey, what's the seaweed like? And I'm going to tell you guys, it's there on the beach, but it is not floating in the water right now. And there's a really, even this morning, it wasn't bad, but by noon, there were people all in the water. It was really nice to see.
It's clear now, right? Yeah, I don't know what happened exactly. I think
I arrived and they said, don't show her seaweed. That's what happened. I want to say I'm the good luck charm.
Yes, I think we are privileged because in this area we haven't received as much seaweed as other areas in Quintana Roo. But yeah, it's according to the weather, it's according when the rainy days and different things. But at the end, it's a very nice area for you to be on the beach and on the ocean too. So yeah.
Well, and one of the things that we spoke about this morning was that this area isn't necessarily known for the long stretch of beach, although this property you can actually walk for quite some ways. But what a lot of people don't know is the coral reef underneath.
Yes.
So whereby you don't necessarily have the that long stretch or the wideness of the beach, you have a natural reef that is perfect for snorkeling. And that's kind of where the direction of the hotel is going as far as marketing to that clientele that really want that amenity there.
Exactly. I think that's a very important thing to mention because it's the second largest coral reef in the world. So almost nobody has the opportunity to snorkel in this kind of area, because when you are snorkeling, you can see all this magic that is happening under your feet. So it's really amazing. And I think it's very easy way to enjoy your stay here. Right?
Yeah. So we have about 430 some suites, and these are large rooms, 17 bars and restaurants,
exactly.
10 pools, tons of activity that I sat and watched this morning. I did not participate, but I just sat and watched. What's the mindset behind that transformation? I mean, this is kind of incredible, and it's not that large of a property. And I say that because to me that's a benefit, right? When I can get to my room quickly from this place or that place, and I can let my children, which these guys know my children are a little bit older, but still, I don't want them walking for a mile to go back to their room. It's really kind of incredible that there's so much on what I would call a smaller sized property.
Yeah, well, I think this is not a massive property. There are some other properties that you can take a bus to go to your room. If you forget something, and you go to the beach, you prefer to buy another one. So in this case, it's everything walkable, as you mentioned, and I think it's better for the guests to have everything like in the same place. You have a lot of options too, because we are in a very specific area called Bahia Petén-Beach. So we are 25 minutes from the airport, but at the end, there is nothing closer to the hotel than like a mall or something like that. So we need to find out the ways to entertain all our guests in different forms, with dancers, with shows by the night, with happenings at the restaurants, with tequila tastings and all that kind of things, right? So it was because we are a little bit far from the old tourism
Mhm.
and the things that are happening in Cancun. Cancun can be a little bit loud.
Mhm.
So here is to stay and relax,
Right.
but at the same time enjoy with your family and spend a whole week with different things.
Mhm. Well, and that's one thing I noticed even just being here last night. Sometimes the vibe of the hotel can change based on the guests that are there. And there are some great guests right now. There is a birthday party going on, and these folks are fun. They are appropriate. And so karaoke last night, what a way to come into the hotel. It was so fun. We just sat there at the bar and people were singing and the entertainment staff was fantastic. But I don't know about you guys watching or listening, but I've been to some properties before that I'm looking around my shoulder saying, is this family entertainment? Like, I think this is a little edgy for kids. And it seems so appropriate here. Everything seems to be very thoughtful. I just, first impressions mean a lot. And I was very pleasantly surprised and impressed last night, just seeing the level of activity and how appropriate it was for kids. And sometimes that's hard to find. So if you have families out there that you're looking for a solid property with great food, large accommodations, I think this is definitely a look for you.
Yes, and it's because all the activities are planned according to the occupancy, the number of adults and the number of kids and with the ages and everything. So every single month, we need to change all these activities according to this. So in that way, everyone can have fun.
Mm-hmm. Who knew? I had no idea. I don't know if any other hotel does that. I think that's probably the first time I've heard that.
Yeah.
But but I don't know that I've ever asked the question before. So I think that's great. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
I know the rest of after this, guys, I'm hitting the bar with my son, not my son. He's going to sit at the bar because you guys know he's not quite old enough to drink. But we're just gonna enjoy some time down here, relaxing and enjoying the weather. And so we thank you for your hospitality. And
thank you for coming.
Yeah,
I hope you enjoy your stay.
We absolutely will. But I appreciate you guys taking the time for finding me the space. And
anytime. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See ya.
All right, you guys. So we know that we have had an increase in providing service and amenities to our guests. And this next lady moved down to this area about 5 years ago and has been running VIParaíso for the last several months. And we're excited to have her on to share all about the service that's down here. Please welcome Lisa Stewart. Hello, Lisa.
Hello.
So you guys, we just kind of move in and out like this, but we are so excited. We've had such fun conversations, when we're down remote, we always have to be on early and make sure the cameras and lighting and everything are working. So we've had a chance to get to know one another and really hear about this company. So share with our listeners, really the premise behind VIParaíso.
Well, it's been running for just over a year now. Probably, maybe a little bit longer than that, because Lori Gold, who lives down here as well. Some of you probably know her from.
She's been on the show. Yep, from Resorts of the Riviera Maya. Yep.
And she started it because she realized that there was a need for sending something personal, a little thank you, or something for a wedding couple going on honeymoons, birthdays, and a way to make it easier for agents to order something and get it to them.
Mm-hmm.
So she started it and then contacted me about taking over operations, just because it was starting to get a little bit more. And again, we didn't really even see the absolute potential that it's come to over this past year. And when I started taking over from her, I thought, a little bit here and there, a little bit.
And 11 deliveries later in a day.
And then it just kind of took off. And I can't really pinpoint why, per se. A lot of the agents are very happy with the gifts and the service, and their clients' joy at receiving them. And then they'll recommend me to other agents in either their company, or doesn't matter whether you're an independent or whether you're working for a large corporation. So yeah, I get a lot of repeat clients, and but I am actually currently experiencing a lot of new people, you know, saying, I just heard about you. I don't know how this works. You know, tell me a little bit about it. So,
but we're all looking for ways to differentiate ourselves. And there's so many things with travel right now that we can't control. And so to be able to know that despite cancellations or delays or whatever, to know that your client's going to check into their hotel and have this extra gift. It's thoughtful, it's kind, you know, it's something that we can control. And there's so little of that these days that I think it's just a really nice way to show your value as an agent, and thanking people for their business and their and coming back, those referrals and just the repeat business year over year, that I think it's a wonderful way to give. One of the things that you mentioned, because when we spoke, it was, oh my gosh, you know, oh, wonderful gift baskets and things like that. You can go on Facebook and like the Facebook page and see everything that's available. But you say it's gifts, goods, delivered. And what you were saying is that it's not always a gift. Like sometimes it's a specialty liquor or flip-flops because someone forgot them. So share a little bit about some of the things that you deliver.
Well, I don't normally have a lot of direct interaction with the guests themselves, because the agents are the ones that are ordering, and I literally am just arriving at the resort and contacting the front desk or concierge and handing it off, and they deliver it to the guest. So probably one of the feel-good stories was maracas I was telling you about for this big wedding at Royalton. And she wanted, it was 150 personalized maracas. So I have a wonderful artist here in Playa. She did them all. And then, so I delivered them directly to her. And the joy and the excitement at opening that box and looking at all of them, she was ecstatic.
And who would have thought that was even an option? Like, it never would have crossed my mind to have something so special, so relevant for where you're going. You know, so many people, what would we do? We just order from Amazon and, you know, bring it down in our luggage. And this is such a unique way.
Yes, we do. We've done wedding gifts for people's guests that come down here for their wedding. And they can be personalized. A lot of people just order it as I've listed it on the package list on Facebook. But yeah, you can put whatever you want in it. Some people like to go big, some people like to go small. It's totally up to you. Anything can be customized. And it even says at the bottom of our product page, you know, if you don't see it listed, ask,
right?
Because we'll find it.
So, and you were mentioning that, that there are people that sometimes guests do reach out to you, or maybe the agent reaches out to you just for items that maybe people don't want to pack, like shampoo or diapers, things like that, which I think is.
Diapers are a big thing. Can't travel with vapes, so I will deliver disposable vapes. I had somebody ask me if I could deliver a hookah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I'm still looking into that. And she said, can I rent it? And I said, no, I don't think so, because I don't stock them.
Right.
I'll have to go out and buy it.
And you're not seeing the potential in buying one and re-renting it. Well, for some reason, I'm thinking that maybe that isn't a common thing that would warrant you buying one.
It was funny, but it was for a group of girls that are renting a villa.
Okay.
So I guess they want to do it down at the beach or
Right.
do something at their villa. Can you pass me that little box beside you there? I brought you a little gift.
You did?
I
Oh my
did.
goodness.
So these are a sample of some of our products. Let's see.
Oh my goodness. Oh, how fun. All right. So we have,
That is the all natural
oh
bug
my
repellent
gosh, bug repellent. That's huge, huge for the evenings.
and the all natural hand sanitizer.
This one looks like a fun
Oh
one.
yes, sorry, I meant to unwrap that here. This is the hand blown.
You
shot
guys, look how
glasses.
pretty that is. With the little, is that a cactus in the middle
The
there?
agave,
Ah, the agave.
which is tequila's made from.
Yeah, isn't that pretty? Oh, we have some, this looks like
That's a
something I
baby
eat.
hot sauce.
Oh my gosh. Little hot sauce and, oh,
That's
that
a
soap?
that's a sample of the soap. Our soaps are large slabs,
Isn't
but
that
this is
pretty?
just a small one.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Baby tequila.
The little tequila.
Tequila.
And
That's a clay mask, locally made.
wow, how fun. Like a girls trip, you could really get creative.
That's the cream tequila. If anybody likes Bailey's, this
This
is
is
fabulous.
it. Wow. And it's all travel size. So if you have to carry it home,
Yes.
you can. And this looks,
That's the Mexican candy package,
oh my goodness.
5 different flavors.
How fun. Thank you.
And that's a sample of the local chocolate we get. This is the size that you would receive in your wedding gift package to hand out. The normal ones are, again, 100-gram
Right.
slab bar of chocolate.
That's amazing. Thank you. What fun and what a personal, message you're sending to your clients. So we were laughing that the most you've done in a day is 11 deliveries. Is
Yes.
that right?
Yeah.
And so agents, you can order these things, try to be on top of it, not so last minute, but what is the absolute deadline like that they have to meet in order for you to be prepared?
Well, we did implement a last minute fee
Okay.
because it was becoming a little crazy.
Yes.
So 7 days or less is an extra $15.
Okay.
But if I can get a week and a half or 2 weeks notice, that's fabulous. I stock a lot of stuff, but especially if you're looking for any sort of specialty item, not all alcohol is, we don't have liquor stores here like in North America. We have 1 or 2 main large ones, but again, they don't stock everything. So a lot of the times I'll have to order it in, and that can take 3 or 4 days, sometimes a week, depending on what it is and where it's coming from.
Especially now.
Yes, yeah.
It probably takes a little bit longer. That's amazing. We do have a question here, so I want to make sure I open this up so I can read it. Let's see
I'm
here.
glad you can see, because without my glasses, I can't read a thing.
Please tell me, oh, where am I located right now? Sheila, I am at the Hyatt Ziva Riviera Cancun. That is where I am. And it's just been an absolutely lovely stay, and I haven't even been here 24 hours. So that's always a good thing. Well, I am so happy. Now, I know I read somewhere about Christmas time, that being busy, 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 but you were still delivering up until,
Yes.
was it Christmas Eve?
We decided that as of noon on Christmas Eve,
Okay.
I was going to stop at that point. It didn't quite work out that way. And then Christmas Day, no. Boxing Day after noon that day. Then New Year's Eve again, stop at noon, and wasn't supposed to deliver anything New Year's Day, but I had 5.
Wow.
Because a lot of people just decided to come here on New Year's, like they arrived New Year's
Okay.
Day. So I broke my own
You
date.
broke your own rule. Sometimes we do that. We do that for the
Well,
business.
because there was a few of them, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And we didn't go out and party and, get crazy or anything. So I wasn't hungover.
What is our delivery range? Where are we going from? Like how far south and how far?
I deliver from Tulum all the way up to Cozumel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the whole 7, guys. The whole 7 at your disposal.
The whole Riviera Maya.
Yes.
I have a lot of people, well, not a lot. I've had a few requests for Cozumel. Cozumel is not easy
Right.
for me to deliver to, and it ends up being quite cost prohibitive because I literally have to book 2/3 of a day. You know, I have to take the ferry over, so I have to pay for the ferry. Then I have to pay for a cab when I get there at the dock to go to whatever resort it is, get the cab back, then take the ferry back. So
Okay.
it's not, it can be done, but
Yeah.
it's expensive.
We don't have a website, but you do have a Facebook page.
Yes. Again, it was an easy start that, you know, you can put your pictures up there. You get automatic feedback immediately from things. So in looking down the road, possibly starting a website where I have an online order form that I just link to people when they're ready to order. You know, maybe integrating something like that later on where you can, you know, literally just click on your items and.
But this is
load it
working
in.
for now.
So far, so good, yeah.
So Facebook page is VIParaíso.
Mexico.
Mexico. Okay, so you can go on there, like that page. Lisa's here for you. Ask your questions, and remember, if it's not listed, always ask because it might be doable.
Yeah.
So awesome, you guys. This has been an amazing show. I know it's a shorter one than normal, but that's okay because you've gotten a lot of information in a short amount of time. And we thank you for your time today. Next week, I am live from, God willing, Hollywood Studios in Orlando. We're hoping for the internet. We're hoping for a lot of things to work, but I'm super excited to spend the week with some agents there. And so we're going to come to you live from Hollywood Studios on Wednesday. We thank all of our incredible sponsors today. Oh, and just in time because the battery's running low on my computer. I don't know how that happened, but you guys, thank you so much to our sponsors. Thank you, Johnathon. Thank you, Hyatt Ziva, for your incredible hospitality. Thank you, Wanda, for National Puppy Day. And Lisa, so great to meet you. And we hope that more orders are coming your way. And thank you all. Have a great rest of your week. Happy selling. And we'll see you next week. Take care, everyone.